I'm back in Michigan, so I don't really do this very often. Not very often I'm proven wrong. Not very often am I apologetic, okay, because I was proven wrong. But I am a man of my word. If I am proven wrong, I will admit that I am proven wrong. I'm not going to try to skirt away from the truth. I'm not going to try to be proven wrong and then hide like a little jackass coward. If somebody proves me wrong, I'm going to admit that I was wrong. The People's Convoy. I hung with them. I rode with them from Joplin, Missouri to Hagerstown, Maryland. When I got to Hagerstown, things started falling apart. They didn't have a clear plan of what they wanted to do. I broke off, thinking, this is stupid. What are they doing? They're just circling around the 495. Every half mile on the 495, there was a Virginia State cop. And I said, well, they should send people into D.C. They didn't have the balls, or they didn't have the guts, or I don't know. They just, well, we don't want another January 6th. Then don't do another January 6th. I mean, I know the feds were involved in whatever, but anyway, that's a different story. Just like the feds were involved with the Wolverine Watchmen, their big militia bust to go after the governor of Michigan back in October 2020. Another story, another video. But anyway, I went into D.C., okay, and the only thing I found was a Ukrainian support rally. The People's Convoy was a little slow on the throttle. And today I get a text. Well, we're not going to circle the 495 today because of weather. Because of weather? Are you afraid to drive a semi-truck in a little rain? I've drove semi-trucks for 15 years. I got caught in an ice storm in Dallas, Texas in 06, where there's 2 inches of fucking ice on the road. I was doing 15 miles an hour. Everybody around me was spinning out. A cop car spun out and hit the fucking wall in front of me. A cop car. A cop car. I drove on ice. I drove in tornadoes. I drove just outside of a hurricane, North Carolina, 06. I drove in mud, rain, snow. Remember Cabbage Hill, Oregon? That big hill, I-84, La Grande, Oregon, that goes like this? I had to chain up. I went down that motherfucker, chained up, snow and ice on that fucking thing. Chained up over Donner, the one in Colorado. What is that? Vail, snow. You guys are scared of a little rain? I've driven through hell. But regardless, the People's Convoy, I'm not trying to bash the People's Convoy. They got a good thing going on. I appreciate their work. I really do appreciate them. They're doing a good job. A little slow on the throttle. Little pussification here with the weather. But they're doing a good job. And I'll give them that. I appreciate them very much so, as a trucker. And I say they're a little slow on the throttle because now they've proven me wrong. Some of the organizers went into D.C. and met with Ted Cruz and a few Republican politicians. And now it seems like they're trying to get something done. A little slow, but now they're doing it. They've proven me wrong. Because I thought they weren't going to do shit when it got to Hagerstown, Maryland. But now they're starting to get some things done. Here's what they need to do. They need to meet with the Democratic politicians. Not just Republicans. How about meeting with Democrats? And let them know who the fuck is in charge. That's great you're meeting with Republicans. But how about holding some of these Democrats accountable too? Or is the Democrats skirting away like the little bitches that they are? Probably. So the People's Convoy has proven me wrong a little bit. Now they're getting things done. A little slow, but now they're getting things done. They should have did this last week. But they didn't have a clear plan of what they wanted to do. Okay? I had a clear plan when I started with the thing in Joplin, Missouri. My clear plan was I want to go into D.C., okay? And I want to talk to some of these politicians. That was my clear plan. They didn't have a clear plan all the way to D.C., and now it's like, okay, now we're going to do this. So before you organize these things, you have a clear plan, what we're going to do when you get to D.C., not just drive around the 495. Now, I called it out, and a couple other people I know called it out. I hate to say this, but I smell a rat in the People's Convoy. I smell a rat in the People's Convoy. Don't know who, but I can smell a rat. I'm good at smelling rats, especially smelling rats' asses. Okay? I smell a rat in the People's Convoy. I smell a Fed. So, if you're riding with the People's Convoy, you have my support, but be careful who you talk to. Be careful who you are friends with. Keep your circles small. If you want to get your circles bigger, get to know some of these people and find out who they are. That's all I'm saying. Because if you think for 1 second that these rallies and protests are getting so huge without a Fed infiltrator, exactly. Because the government fears the people. They don't want us to get too big. And when we get too big, they got to send in their little rats. So, sniff for the rats. And if you find out who it is, oust them. Expose them. Anyway, that's it.